I guess we're already there.
Yeah, let's just go into topics since we already there, man.
All right, so since we're already there, I guess we go into Eddie Johnson. You're talking about the Chicago Police.
Eddie Johnson was getting fucked up, man.
Yeah, he was getting wasted.
He only human?
With his mistress.
But have y'all ever been to Series? The lounge she was at?
No.
See, you been to Series before?
I haven't.
Series is a lounge on LaSalle. Like, they heavy on the hands with the drinks.
Yeah.
You go there, you get 1 drink, 2 drink. I don't drink much, but when I do, listen, Series is nice. You know, it's an after-hour spot.
Good music.
After hours sound like an old ass tavern or something. But it's like it's an after work spot. People happy hour.
Yeah.
But they go there Friday nights. They stay open a little late.
Nice drinks.
And the mayor used to go in there. You can go in the kitchen and grab a fucking cup, grab your own cup and walk out with it. But they heavy on the hands. It's nice, you know.
So whenever
Series, that's where he was.
Whenever I see, situations like this where we seeing the brass get, publicly shamed, I always think it's something that we don't know about that they're trying to get ahead of. So, like Anonymous was saying before we started taping, it seems like he got fired for cheating on his wife.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Because it's Lori don't play that. There was a
Lori don't play.
So far this is the 3rd time that she's flexed a muscle.
Yeah.
Like the first time it was like a steel yard on the river, and they she shut him down. Like Rahm Emanuel came in, he was like, "Oh, Daly does that? Oh, all right." He just signed off.
Right.
She came in like, "Oh, that's what they doing? Nah, y'all got to be gone by, March 3rd or whatever." Like she doesn't play that. To show like she. So I guess what I'm trying to say is like what he did was he was asleep at a stop sign in a city-owned vehicle. Right. And her, as the person in charge of the city, had to step up for the city and say, hey, that's wrong. This is what's supposed to happen when you do that. And that's how it happened.
Was he sleeping drunk?
He was definitely drunk in the car, and then he told her a different story. So he lied to her.
Right, that's the important part of the story.
Yeah, he lied to her to get out of it.
We hold you at a standard. You in our vehicle, you drunk. You can't even put on the front like that's not the case.
Yeah.
I see you wearing a red hoodie. You can't tell me you're not wearing a red hoodie. Right.
And I guess it's just I read a tweet. It said that she broke the cardinal rule of the good old boys club. But that's the thing about Lori. She is not a good old boy.
Good old dyke.
No. No, she's not a good old boy. She's here for the city. It just feels like she's here for the city, and she has the city's best interest at hand. She's not playing any politics. No favors. Don't ask me for a favor. I ain't giving you no favors. Yeah.
I think also,
Where's she from?
Ohio.
Their relationship, he compromised the trust of their relationship.
Yeah.
I think if he had just said, you know what, I had a few, this what happened. Well, whenever that conversation took place, he kept it real with her and said, hey, this is what really happened. I was out there, da-da-da-da. Maybe she'd have been like, okay, let's figure out a way to clean this up. But the fact that he lied about whatever he said to her, that maybe just was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Now I wondered how much.
I've said that 4 times this week. I haven't said that I haven't said that in a long time, and I said it 4 times this week.
So this is who was that? I was looking for his name. He was another black superintendent for the Chicago Police. Before McCarthy, I think.
I got his face. I know his face.
Yeah,
I can't call his name.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but
very short-lived.
Yeah,
job.
Yeah. So I'm looking at Eddie Johnson, and I think he did something wrong, but was firing the only way to go for him? Like, I'm wondering if he hadn't had his marital indiscretion, would we see him being terminated for sleeping in the car, being under the influence?
Yeah, see, because what happened was a civilian called.
Oh, so he got called by a regular citizen.
Yeah, it wasn't a police that just stopped him on the street. It was an actual person that called, said, hey, this guy is asleep.
They probably couldn't wait to get that phone. Like, ooh, I got him. Ooh, I got him.
Because that's the other thing. The city been tired of this nigga.
Right. Don't nobody like him.
So I'm saying Lori probably
That's what it was.
Right.
Yeah, that was it.
right. Lori probably went in there like, look, nigga,
Yeah.
I seen the shit y'all was doing before I got in this office.
Yeah.
Y'all last got one time to fuck up.
And that was
Yeah.
it.
And
that
that
was
citizen
it.
called and was like, hey, this nigga fucked up. Hey, Lori was like, hey, rubbed hands like Birdman. Lori was like, I got this nigga. Let me put my motherfucking suit
Got him
on.
the fuck out of there.
I think
Yeah.
he took the Smollett situation and kind of got a little back in
Yeah.
people's good graces, because
because we was mad at him too.
but
He was like, yeah, I want me out.
that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough.
Yeah.
But that was such a shit show.
Yeah.
So we was looking at that nigga crazy. Like,
Yeah.
is he telling the truth? Is he not telling the truth? What your police doing?
What
Why
was
it ain't
that,
no
100
cameras? Why we can't?
$110,000 we spent.
Yeah.
Was it?
Right,
And it's
the
like
They're
y'all.
trying to get it back now.
And then on top of
Yeah.
that, like, y'all couldn't find the evidence y'all needed. So in order to let this go, y'all trying to make him pay y'all because y'all couldn't find the evidence.
Right.
Like,
So let's just get some money out of the situation.
right.
Yeah.
Sound like
Yeah.
the city to me.
Sound like
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah,
always do,
Chicago.
you know? Yeah, but shoot, so we got an interim now, right?
Yeah. So now, what is this guy? Yeah, you look him up, because I feel like he was in office when, like, the whole '90s, like the whole late '80s, early '90s, Watts riots. He was involved with all this stuff.
I feel like that guy's name was Daryl Gates. I feel like,
Let me see.
Man, like
Interim
the-
Chicago
but
superintendent?
in California at that time,
Yeah, that's not the whatchamacallit.
I could be off.
I don't know. Well, I mean, as far as like the next guy, how y'all see it? Like, man, is this title really significant as far as getting stuff done in the city, as far as policing is concerned?
Yeah, because he's the face of our police department.
So,
So-
I guess what I'm wondering is it more than just a face?
Well, I mean, he's not out necessarily arresting people.
Yeah, like you watch
So-
Blue Bloods.
No, I
Anybody?
don't.
Y'all ain't never seen Blue Bloods?
I don't
It's a
watch
pretty
Blue
good
Bloods.
show, man.
He's behind a desk telling
Yeah.
people, telling people what to do,
Facilitate.
delegating stuff.
Yeah, he's
But
telling big cops.
when bad things happen, he's the face that has to step in front of the camera and represent CPD. So from that standpoint, yeah.
Well, I mean, shoot. Hopefully, Eddie Johnson can live with the pension that he has.
Yeah, so they just knocked him down to lieutenant, and he gets the lieutenant's pension.
Yeah, I'm a little.
But he's been with us for 30 years, right? Like, so he still gets a 30-year pension, which is not bad at any rate.
I'm a little raw about that, but that's neither here nor there, man. There's consequences to your actions. That's what they saw fit. So I ain't gonna,
I mean, he probably went from like what $150 a year to $75,000 a year. Still, to not have to do anything. you
Yeah, I
can
wouldn't
go
be
to-
surprised if he popped up as someone's security consultant. or
Yeah, you know,
something
he-
like that.
You see him on Fox News or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
He'll be okay.
Big
Fine.
city
He'll-
superintendent.
he'll be all
They got a
right.
place for
Yeah, he'll
him.
be straight.
On
Yeah.
Windy
be all
City
right.
Live.
He'll be straight.
Windy